Hello and welcome everyone to day 8. Today has been the first day back from Easter holidays. It's been a very busy day. At least it looks like the sun is shining. That's why I had to close the blind down a little bit. I can guarantee you we had a lot of rain today as well. So if it was your first day back after the Easter holidays, just take a moment here, just breathe, just arrive, just you survived it. It's nearly bedtime for us, so I just sneaked up into our bedroom and just thought I'll just do this live now whilst it's all coming through and everything. So I want to talk to you about womb healing. There is a lot of different concepts about womb healing and different ways, I guess. So the way that I work with womb healing is all on an energetic level because I do it all online. And if you don't know, your womb, it's not just this amazing physical organ. It's also like our power center, our feminine center, like your womb space. It holds absolutely everything, like your stories, conditioning, things that, like your belief system lives there, your creativity, your dreams, stories. I think I said that, but also stories that you have been told. So a lot of things that we store in our womb, they don't necessarily are ours to carry. There's things that we have been passed down. And one of the big things that made a really big impact for me is that what we call the red thread. So 7 generations at least are connected through the red thread. So if you are, and this is why I do a lot of womb healing, because I've got a daughter. So if you are doing your womb healing, you're not only healing your own womb, you also go 7 generations back and you're carrying it, you're breaking the, and for some reason spell came out, you're breaking, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Spell is the thing that actually came into my head, so I'm just going with it. You're breaking the spell going forward. So if you have any daughters, or if you have any daughters in the future, they won't have all of these stories, all of these conditionings and things. Granted, they will get their own conditioning. That's just the way life is, right? But you've broken the cycle. That's the word I was looking for. You're breaking the cycle of maybe patterns that have been repeating and everything, because you've healed your womb. And it does start with us, but it has a huge impact, as I just mentioned, like 7 generations back and anything going forward. And what womb healing actually is we look at all of those they're different. There's so many different parts to it. So one of the, let's just take 2 steps back. There are different parts to it. There's the actual physical part. So where you are, we look at where you are, with your cycles, where you are in terms of your archetypes. So if you're a maiden, a mother, or a crone, and all of the lovely archetypes in between, and then work with that archetype where you are at the moment, where maybe some threshold that you're moving to or through, and maybe any physical symptoms that you have. So that's one of the things that we look at, because the sort of physical side of things is the easiest for us to know that it works, right? Because our mind, especially with things that when we can't see it, and energy, you can't see. Some people can, but generally you can't see it. So your mind automatically tries to like find something to say, yes, it works, no, it doesn't. And depending on like what you've been conditioned with and grew up with, it might be a case of, oh, I want to find something that it doesn't work. You know, the brain might think, no, this is just woo woo, this is just whatever, it doesn't work. So I need to find like reasons why it doesn't work. So this is why one of the reasons I work on different levels. One of them is the physical level. So we look at all of these things and look at the symptoms, because the deeper we dive into the womb healing and the journeys and just uncover all of the things that are coming up session by session, all of these things have an impact on your physical side of things. So quite often what happens is that women maybe have had cramps or like really bad PMS, and the more they worked with their womb and started to heal it, because they let go of things and they started to really work with their own rhythm, their own cycle, then the physical symptoms were a lot better, in some cases completely disappeared. And I know from my experience, I don't have any, I say this now, at the moment, I rarely have any symptoms at all. And if I have symptoms, I know there's something that I need to look at with myself. But to put it into like perspective, there was a time in my life, in my mid to late 20s, I think. No, it probably was like early 30s actually. Every single cycle, I used to lay on the floor. I remember like one very like bad episode where I was literally laying on the bathroom floor. For some reason, I had my phone in my hand, and all I could literally do was message my boss saying, I cannot come in right now. I'll be in later. And I said that because I knew this spell was usually lasted for about 3 hours. And silly me, because I was a good little worker, after 3 hours, I felt better and I went back in. I wasn't feeling perfect, but that's a whole different story. So I know what it is like, and I can see the difference in myself. So anything where I don't at the moment, like am on the floor essentially, is like a bonus. And like over the last year or two, maybe even 3 years, I've like hardly had any symptoms, especially not in the last year and a half, when I was like really started diving deep into this work. And this is why I do this, because like the mind really is looking for proof. And with the energetic side of things, we go like on different journeys, and that sounds really odd, but it's like a guided meditation. It just goes like a lot deeper, and there's a lot more to it. But essentially, like in simple terms, it's like a guided meditation. I guide you through to deal with like different things that come up, that have previously come up, just to peel back the layers of who is like truly inside, like that woman within that has been sort of lost, kind of thing. And then sometimes, depending on how we feel, because we obviously store, not obvious to me, we store all of our emotions and everything in our body, in our physical body as well. So I might also do some like physical, almost like, I don't want to say exercises, but some physical things with you, like a little bit of yoga or shaking or something along those lines. And that might sound a little bit random. I'm actually a qualified yoga teacher. I used to teach for, I don't know, like a little while until COVID, and I've not actually taught it since. But that's not true, actually. I have taught online. But so there's all like different layers to it, and it also really depends on what the woman in front of me needs. So, but these are sort of 3 areas that I work with within the womb healing. And it is like, especially like for mothers, like womb healing is so important, because like we've carried this like life within us. They've like taken whatever, like the nutrients and everything that they needed from us, because obviously they didn't need it. And there needs to be a point, and it was I think it was like 2.5, 3 years until after I had my daughter, that I started doing this work and actually started giving back to myself, because I was just so depleted from like giving her everything, because obviously she needed it. Like there was obviously no question about that. But it's, as mothers, we sometimes like really lose ourselves and like giving us away. Like, I'm just looking at this light in here, that's just hilarious. But yeah, we give everything to everyone else and then forget about us, and then we just grow like anxious and like resentful as well. I know I was resentful for a long time, where I was just like, why can he sleep and I can't? Like, why do I have to get up about a million times a night? There are obviously reasons for that, but like, it's all about like coming back to ourselves, and especially as women, where we have carried a child and had like, for some reason the word invasion comes to mind. I don't even know why. We had it like, I don't know what is with these words today, because the other thing that's coming on is a foreign object. My child is not a foreign object inside of me, but I don't know what this down my list I'm getting at the moment, but I just got to laugh about it. So yeah, we carry this like a child for 9 months, and we're giving it everything, and there has to be a point within our motherhood journey that we have to give to ourselves, because there's only so much we can give to other people, our children, our family, until we are completely run down and we just really resent everyone. And as I said, I do speak from experience here. I used to resent my husband, like, because I was doing everything in terms of like childcare, because that was my choice. Still resented him for it, because there was no time for myself. I really felt like I've completely lost myself in the role of motherhood, and there was no space for me. And like with the like womb healing, I cleared out a load of the emotions, the feelings, the stories, because a lot of those things that I was telling myself was just stories that just didn't serve me. They just weren't mine to carry in the first place either. And this is why it's so important for mothers just to really just have some time to themselves to come back and just peel back those layers with every single journey, to like really just find that woman within again, just to reconnect with her, because she's still there. But with, everything that we need to do, it's just, she's just hiding inside, just almost not daring to come out. And I think there are no more weird words that want to come out. But I hope this has somewhat explained like what womb healing is. The thing is, what actually happens in a session, as I said, it's like a grounding as then the actual womb healing journey, which is like a meditation, maybe some movement, like a debrief, and it just goes like really deep, really quickly, which is why this is so special and why this is not just a meditation. And this is why it's so important for mothers as well, because like, yes, you can go to an hour's movement class or like an hour's meditation or whatnot, and like have time for yourself and look after yourself in terms of self-care, and that's really important. But that alone will not get you back like get back to that, or reconnect yourself to that woman within, because there's so many like layers of stories, emotions, feelings, conditioning, all of these things that are being held within your womb that need to be released to actually get to it, to get to that, to really deeply reconnect to that woman within. All right, now I'm done. Thank you so much for joining me. I have to rethink this situation where I'm recording it today, because it doesn't quite work. But if you are interested or want to know more about working with me in womb healing, my 6-month container, one-to-one container, The Woman Within, I am taking a handful of people at the moment to work with me. So if you're interested in that, just pop a comment below or message me directly. I'll put all of the details in the description as well. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.